call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
What up? Welcome back once again to the Necro Zoo. I am Boom. And in this one, let's go ahead and add one more figure to my McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. Now, today we will take a look at the Batman and Superman fusion figure from World's Finest. Now, I've really been sitting on this one for a long time. I just haven't gotten around to opening him up, but I am pretty excited to take a look at him. Now, of course, there's some things I loved about this figure, some things I didn't really like, but in the end, we'll take a look at it and see for ourselves. Now, it does look pretty amalgamatic in the packaging, but let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. Now, first, he does come with your standard black DC Multiverse stand. Now, of course, these are not really needed, but sometimes they do come in useful. He also comes with his data file card. On the front, you do have an image from the source material from the comics. Pretty nice image. Now, I have to say, this is one of the things that is pretty awesome from McFarlane, and that is that he is able to do more recent, even obscure characters now that the line has had a long run. Now, to be honest, this is something that I saw this image floating around on the interwebs a couple of years ago, and I always had it in the back of my mind that what if McFarlane makes this figure? Now, flash forward to present time, and we have seen this figure come out first time in action figure form. So, pretty sweet, pretty cool little side effect that we get from McFarlane getting deeper down the DC multiverse rabbit hole. Now, I honestly don't know much about this character. I have looked a little bit online, and I see that has something to do with Hal Jordan and Batman and Superman and a crazy old Chinese spirit. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the action figure. Now, on the back, you do have some information that could help you out with that. Now, we will hold on to this, and he does come with a little bit of accessories. Now, you do not only get one, two, but you get three very unique batarangs that we've never seen before. Now, the cool part of this is you can keep these the way they are, or you can even repaint them and add them to a different Batman. So that's always very much appreciated from McFarlane. You also get one alternate hand. Right now, he does have a gripping hand, and this is more of an open splayed emotion hand. I'm pretty sure we did see this with the figure that this body shares the mold with, which is Black Lightning, and also originally Superman as Batman was the original use of his body. But definitely happy to have another alternate hand. Now, what I'm not happy about is really need to come with two fists. There's just something that you can get out of a figure when you have the two fists. Really, a superhero must have is to be able to use that double fisted pose. So we will take a look at that later on in the video. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at this guy. Now, he is very simple. He is reuse. So there's not going to be much to talk about. But first impressions, love the dedication to the detail of bringing out from the comics. Now, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it really is a worthy attempt at making this fusion figure something nobody ever knew we would get. And here it is in our hand. Love right away that emblem. It really pops out and is a very unique emblem to this character. You have the whole fusion of the Batman symbol and the Superman shield together in one amalgamy. So that's awesome. So don't really have many expectations. Really, this is just, I could feel it already. It's just a figure that I will be adding to my collection. Don't know how much nostalgia you can have from a recent version of characters, but it is a nice looking action figure. Taking a look at the head sculpt once again, very simple. Now, the original Superman dressed as Batman had the same sort of no mouth, simplistic cowl, and they could have easily reused that version. But nice to see that they went a step above and did a whole new sculpt for this head. It has a little bit of nice details. You get a thin black line around the eyes, and you can see the pulls from the mouth and chin on the mask, giving you a little bit of fabric realism. On the cowl, some nice long ears. So, really a fan of it, although it is very simplistic. Now, he does have articulation looking down, looking up, right to left, and of course, tilt to give him some attitude. Moving down, I can't say enough about that emblem. Really striking, and the belt matches very well and really jumps out of the pages of the comics. That utility belt is something very well designed and looks great on this figure. Take a look at the waist articulation. You do have side to side, you have the full tilt-a-whirl, lower waist swivel, upper chest swivel. You can get him in some cool flying poses. Not much of a crunch, but he does have a generous forward tilt. And of course, he could lean back. Per usual with McFarlane figures, taking a look at the shoulder, you do have that socket and bushy shoulder joint, which gives you a lot of range and movement. Have some up and down, front to back, bicep swivel, true double jointed elbows that collapse on themselves when you straighten them back out. Here you can really see the reuse from that body, also used in Black Lightning, where you have the kind of insulated molding that goes down the arm into the forearms. You have a little bit of energy accent before you get into the hand, and you also have the gauntlet blades on this one, differentiating it from the Black Lightning and even from the original Superman as Batman figure. You get the four ways of articulation at the wrist, an open hand here, I guess, to hold the batarangs, and on the other side, you have your fist. Cool. Get him in a T pose rather simply. Arms above the head. Looks good. Nice motion. Moving down past that beautiful belt into the thighs. You have slight thigh swivel. You could have a little bit more if you heat this up and loosen it up, but you do kick high, kick back as well. Now, do not be afraid. You can kick back because the trunks are made of rubber. When you put them back, they go back to their original shape. Huck out the knee. You got that McFarlane hip swivel. Double jointed knees, straighten them out, up and down at the ankle, right to left, rocker, and of course, toe articulation. Now, before we go, let's take a complete look at the lower body. Not much of a big difference from the original Black Lightning mold. Solid boots, very nice lower part of the boots. I love all the details and accent as much as you can from a reuse, but you also have that insulated run of mold that goes down the side of the legs to match the upper body. Taking a look at them from the bottom, some slight tread and identifying marks. Moving up the back, main thing you want to look at as here is the completed utility belt. Now, one thing I would change, kind of splotchy paint job they did on here with a sort of brownish orange. Now, I really think you can add some more colors to give it some life. A little bit of yellow to cover up some of that see-through plastic will probably help a lot. I may do some repainting on this one, but doesn't seem like it's going to be a high priority. And one thing I didn't know that now I notice is in the back, I love the way they did that emblem Also on the back, now it is reversed colors. This one has black and red motif. And in the front, of course, you have the red and yellow. But very nice that they added that to the back of the figure. Really finishes it off in trying to get that comic book accuracy. So really fun figure, but at the same time, definitely very simple. Now only time will tell how much I love this figure. First off, he is pretty nice to do figure photography, especially some edited ones to add some energy effects or have him floating, which is pretty cool. Now that's something I do want to talk about. All of the energy effects that we have, and they could not give us something with this figure. He does use energy in the comics. Even the black lightning hands that originally came with that figure could have been molded into a green, neon green plastic and given this figure a little bit more pizzazz. Now, speaking of the black lightning, let's go ahead and bring out my version here. Really nice figure, but once again, although it has a nice body book, not really a figure I go back to that often. This is my modded version. Oh, might as well bring out the original Superman as Batman figure. Now, all of these use the same body buck, but they definitely give off different vibes. Now, going back to the energy effects, you can add your own, and we do have a big array of energy effects that we could use. But even the simplest thing like adding a fist would really go a long way. Now, you know me, I went ahead and knocked up another alternate fist. Now, this one matches pretty well. Tried to match the paint as much as I could, but to get him in figure photography or even for displaying him, you just need that fist. There's a lot of poses, superhero poses, where you need that alternate fist to give the figure a complete array of poses for display and figure photography. So I made my own fist. That's not a big deal. It was rather simple. But another thing, of course, we could have is some sort of energy effects. But all in all, once again, very happy to add this character and version of Superman and Batman to the collection. But will it stand the test of time? We have yet to see. But, anyways, you guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next
They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
Just lifting up the head actually makes this figure almost perfect